What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and I'm back in the motherfucking building. This time, honey, I am back for a recap of Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 4, episode 2. Okay, so the episode starts out with Gizelle and her friend Cal. I really like her friend Cal. He seems to really care about her. He seems to really have her back. Um, they pretty much have a little talk before they begin this workout class that they are at. It's like a workout boot camp. And they're having a chat, and Gizelle shares with Cal that Sherman has been calling her, and he's always concerned about her, what she's doing, what's going on, and Cal is kind of giving Gizelle the side eye. He's just like, what's going on with this? Now, he's not saying anything, but it's all in his eyes. And Gizelle sees that, and she's like, what's the side eye for? What is that about? And Cal said, well, I'm trying to figure out how did this turn from I don't want to really be bothered with Sherman no more. He has communication issues. How did it turn from that to all of a sudden we're in counseling? I want to be with this man. And Gizelle just let him know that she loves him. Her girls love him, and she realizes that anything in life that is worth having, you have to work at it, especially in relationships. And Gizelle is right about that. But I think what Cal really wanted to say to her is, bitch, it shouldn't be this hard. And he is her friend, but he didn't want to crack her face like that. He didn't want to just put it out there like that. I think he saw his friend overexerting herself for this man. It's like, what the hell is so special about him? I agree, Cal, because the man is not cute at all, okay? Shit, he is not cute enough, in my opinion, honey, to be even keeping Gizelle's attention. Gizelle's a very beautiful woman, and I just hope she finds somebody else that she could be happy with. She mentioned that, the girls love him, and that's a big thing when you find somebody that you like, you're in a relationship with them, and the kids get attached to the person, so it's kind of like that much harder to leave the person alone. And I didn't understand that until I went through it, because at first I would have been like, girl, it don't matter what them damn kids feel. It's all about you, how that man is treating you and what you getting out of it. But I understood that through experience. But yeah, at this point, I am with Cal. And it's not because of what Gizelle was saying in this scene. It's about what happens later. And I want to just talk about all of that right now. So I'm going to just talk about everybody's shit all together. Okay, so what ends up happening with Sherman is Sherman calls Gizelle maybe an hour before the wedding, 2 hours before the wedding, and he tells her he will not be able to take her to Candiace's wedding. Now, first of all, Sherman, you agreed to take this woman you claim you love. You in counseling with her trying to prove your love, okay? Because you the one that was having communication issues. You the one that had cold feet in a relationship. You the one that was so bothered that your ex-wife was around. And I really am a strong believer, you guys, of if somebody really loves you, they're really going to have your back, and they're really going to stand by their word. They're not just going to profess their love to you. It's all done in actions. And Sherman has showed in this episode through his actions, he doesn't want to be with Gizelle. He keeps using these other people as an excuse. Like he brought up the fact that Monique was talking shit about him, and, the whole After Dark Park situation. They show clips of his ex-wife and Monique gossiping about him. And it's just like, honey, this is a reality TV show. This is what they do on these shows. So it ain't even about Monique or any of these other things. Sherman is deflecting instead of focusing on the issue at hand. And the issue at hand is you are with Gizelle. You love her. You should be escorting her ass to this wedding. Like, what the hell your ass is doing, Sherman? What's going on? This was the first time I saw Gizelle's mask drop. I saw it slip. I saw some vulnerability from her. Even Ashley had mentioned it once they had got to the wedding and Gizelle revealed that Sherman would not be there. Ashley said, wow, I never seen Gizelle like this. And Gizelle, a lot of things came to mind when I processed this episode. You are a very beautiful woman. You're stunning. But at the same time, I think with a woman like yourself, you need to focus on being beautiful from the inside out as well. You do a lot of petty shit. On this show, you have laughed at people when they were vulnerable, and nobody really did that with you. Everybody kind of understood. I think Karen and Monique, they threw a little bit of shade, and they rightfully so, because it's not like you haven't did it to other people. So you need to work on getting your shit together before judging, criticizing, gaslighting any of these other women. And I mean, preferably like Karen and the Moniques of the show, because that's really who you do that with. You used to do it to Ashley season 1, but now y'all cool. You don't do that with her. Robin's your girl. You don't really do that with her. But you need to kind of get your shit together, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I saw a little bit of karma come your way this episode. And it was humbling to watch you go through that. I did not take any enjoyment out of seeing you cry. You're a beautiful woman. I think Gizelle looked sharp at that fucking wedding. She was, like, to me, one of the best dressed. I don't take any pleasure in seeing you in pain. But sometimes when these type of things in life happen, where we're hurting, where we can't really get what we want, there's always a deeper reason why. And now it's just time to move on. Move on from Sherman. He's not the man for you. And I love that you picked up on that, because you said, I believe, to Robin, I realized as soon as he told me he was not going to be able to escort me to this wedding, I realized our relationship was over. I'm done. This man is not showing me any effort. He doesn't care enough about me for it to be about me and my feelings. He's worried about what all these other people think about him. Sherman is very selfish, and when a person doesn't want to communicate and they're selfish, those are some red flags. And the biggest red flag, Gizelle, was the man was ugly. But you ain't heard that from me, child. So Gizelle, get you somebody nice looking enough for you, whatever that may be. You could get you some chocolate, honey. Ain't nothing wrong with some chocolate, but it got to be done the right way. Okay. Sherman looked like he was, on the retirement bandwagon. I'll say that about him. So get the chocolate done the right way. Jamal Bryant, he was a nice looking chocolate man. Go more in that direction. Not the pastor direction, but, get you some, ain't nothing like a good piece of chocolate, honey. I know I done had a few pieces. Okay. One thing I also liked about this episode is how Robin had Gizelle's back. She was on the phone with her. She was understanding with her. She was just like, girl, you just need to move on. And she was just like, I can't believe he's doing that to you. I am so sorry. Why? You ain't shit. Because when you got your ass to that motherfucking wedding, Gizelle was, saying what she needed to say about Sherman and about him not showing up. And he's worried about all these people. And you sitting up here still telling her to do what Robin did with your monkey ass, which is what a lot of women shouldn't do, because a lot of that shit is wasting time, and I don't feel like no woman should keep hearing some fucking man out. Okay. You don't have to be that damn patient. Okay, in life, you should be able to see some type of progress in your relationship, in your job, whatever the hell you're doing. And there's no progress with Sherman. So, Juan, all this long suffering advice that you was giving Gizelle, I was not here for it. And Gizelle didn't want to hear that shit. And even Robin was like, girl, It's exactly what me and you was thinking. You need to move on. This is not right for you. And it's just too much. So next they show Chris and Monique, and they're getting themselves together. They pretty much, this whole episode, you guys, was just everybody getting themselves ready for the wedding. And Monique still has a beef with Ashley because of Ashley pretty much spreading those rumors that Monique is a lush. She gets drunk, and even though they patch things up, she just still does not trust Ashley that way. And I don't blame Monique, because once you begin starting rumors, starting any kind of unnecessary drama with me, we're done. When you go around saying somebody is an alcoholic, those are some strong rumors to react against. Those will tarnish your brand, your character. Those type of rumors could really destroy Monique. And I would just not be fucking with Ashley like that no more. She's a messy ass bitch. And what's so messy with Ashley is a little bit like Gizelle, where she will go around and gaslight and antagonize other people on the show, and her shit is the most fucked up, and she does it to deflect away from her situation. You know what I'm saying? So yes, Monique, you are absolutely correct. Don't even pay that bitch too much mind at this damn wedding. Robin and Juan, why the fuck was y'all late getting to the motherfucking wedding? What the fuck was y'all doing? Y'all know these motherfuckers didn't get there until after it was over. It was cocktail hour. And then Robin says, well, should we just act like we was at the wedding? Juan was like, no. Y'all know y'all motherfucking ass was late, honey. Candiace's mom, this bitch ain't shit. Candiace, you are a much better woman than me. This bitch would not be at my wedding. She wouldn't even be in my goddamn life. I am so serious. I do not tolerate abuse from anybody. I don't care, mother, father, sister, cousin, brother. I don't give a fuck. You get to acting negative, disrespectful. She's just extra overly opinionated, she got to criticizing Candiace's dress. Well, do you really want it that long? Is that really how you want it? And Candiace was like, yeah, this is how I want it. And she was like, okay. Girl, it is not about you, old narcissistic ass. Narcissistic mothers, you guys, they don't really love their daughters all like that. I know it looks like it from the outside. This lady, financially is responsible for a lot of Candiace's life. And I know a lot of people are blaming Candiace for that. And, some of this is Candiace's fault. But most of this, you guys, falls on the mother. Because you have to keep in mind, you all, that as children, we depend on our mothers. And that mother created that dependency. She knew what she was doing when that girl was in high school, all the way up until she was an adult. She knew to keep that train of money coming in, and I'll pay for this, and I'll look like super mom. But really, my whole intention is to control your life, destroy your life, and it'll be filled with all my opinions and all my judgments. I mean, just look at her whole reaction to her inviting her fucking brother to the wedding. The mother made that about her, and it wasn't about her. Everything you want to do is a threat to them, and you want to ask me how I know? I lived it. So when I watch this shit, I'm not just watching TV. I can break it down and have a full-on counseling session with y'all on this shit. I've lived this shit, and I know what these type of mothers do, and it's really sad to watch it. But I feel like it's a bit educational. So Candiace, being the sweetheart that she is, she wants to make up with her mom, because they had a really bad argument the last time they met up. Candiace was telling the mother that she was going to invite her brother. Um, and the mother was not having it. And the mother just begins, well, I don't know why you would go out of your way to hurt me. I'm your mother. Why would you bring the sins of your father to this wedding? Why would you bring that up all these years? And, the mother keeps saying, I'm over what happened. And Candiace is like, obviously you're not, because you are still arguing. You are still passing judgment on me for inviting my brother. This has nothing to do with you. My whole intention of having this conversation with you is to just patch things up and just let you know I did not intentionally try to hurt you, but the mother couldn't receive that. And this bitch, Candiace's mother, has a lot of goddamn nerve. I could have smacked this bitch. She gonna say, well, I've put up with you. You're a spoiled, narcissistic brat. No, narcissistic bitch is you. No, ma'am. It is you. You need to sit on Iyanla's couch. Okay, and she will get you all the way together. You were so wrong for that, Candiace's mom. So wrong. So nasty and so rude. Candiace, where you went wrong when you were speaking to your mother is when she was calling you all of those names. You said, you're right, I can be all those things. No, ma'am. Don't admit to nothing she puts on you. That's where the gaslighting will continue, because she will feel like, oh, she's admitting to, what I'm saying. So, she is wrong. Don't take no ownership of that. All of those things that your mother called you, those are the things that she is. And these people have a way of projecting who they are onto you. And you just never want to take any responsibility for it. You never want to, because your intentions were right. They were pure. It wasn't to hurt her. You just want your brother in your life, and her old ass needs to get over the fact that, you married your husband anyways, whether he had this baby or not. If you were so affected by this fucking baby, why did you marry Candiace's father and have her with him? It just doesn't, it doesn't make any logical sense. But like I said, these people are not logical. She's not dealing with a full deck. But Candiace, don't admit to shit. You need to put some distance between you and your mother if you ever want to be happy with Chris. Because it's not going to stop here. It's just beginning, sweetie. I did like the part where you were getting your makeup done, Candiace, and you told the people, I don't want my mother in here. That's right. Tell that bitch, give you 50 feet. So you did right there. You don't need that type of negative energy on your wedding day. The bitch wouldn't have been at my wedding. I'm not about to sit up here and keep arguing with you in all these different languages. Bitch, you know what you're doing. I see you. And you need to go and get your ass the fuck on. But yeah, leave it up to me. Bitch wouldn't have been there at all. Period. Ashley and Michael, they arrive their ass at the wedding looking like somebody's daughter and grandfather, honey. Looking like a granddaughter and a grandfather, honey. That's what it looked like. Both of them are pretty much talking about, the beefs that they have. Ashley discusses her beef with Monique. Hopefully we can have a conversation and move on. Ashley, if you're not going to be genuine about the conversation, then don't fucking have it. And she's talking about, well, I'll just move on then, because me and Michael, we're here to have a good time. Y'all are not victims. Shit, you're villains. Know your role. And even Michael, I can't stand his old ass. I can't stand his motherfucking ass. He's just like Ashley. He does a lot of gaslighting. He is always fucking with somebody, and his shit is all fucked up because he gonna mention to Monique, Chris's husband, well, I wonder how Ray feels about me now. And, we haven't really gotten along in the past. Y'all didn't get along because you made his tax issue your issue. The same way your motherfucking wife made Karen's issue her issue. And I love what Karen said on this episode. She said, honey, I'm not here for Ashley. I don't give a damn what she talking about, what she got to say. Because I know if she keeps coming for me, I'm going to take her restaurant and give it to her mother. I know that's right, Karen, bitch. You better read. I love Karen. Karen ain't with the shit, okay? It is a beautiful wedding. Candiace comes down that aisle. She looks absolutely stunning. Chris, he looked nice in his tux. I thought it was really funny when he got to saying his vows and he got to naming off different R&B group songs, like saying stuff like, y'all remember like Forever My Lady, that was from Jodeci. He threw in a couple of other people. I said, no, this fool ain't. Gizelle all in her seat. I know this fool is not doing all this. Not the white man with the black dick, honey. Well, the brown dick, I should say. I thought that was funny. Okay, so after the wedding, we get this conversation that happens between Gizelle and Monique. But right before that, Karen lets Monique know that Sherman is nowhere to be found. And Monique is just like, well, damn, I planned on apologizing to him and Gizelle at the wedding. So, damn, that's messed up that he ain't here. But her and Gizelle go ahead and have their conversation. And Monique pretty much was a grown woman and was just like, listen, I apologize for the things I said about Sherman. And here goes Gizelle all defensive about a fucking man you're not even with anymore. He didn't even have the decency to show up, bitch. And you sitting up here, yeah, you didn't have the right to come at my guy. You mean your ex guy? You mean the guy that can't never be there for you? What, did you have a birthday party last season? His ass was nowhere to be found. He don't fuck with you like that. He don't claim you in that way. So I was not for Gizelle, like, still claiming him and being so defensive. But did y'all pay attention to, she kept saying to Monique, well, the apology just needs to go to me. It don't even need to go to him. Because you know your motherfucking relationship is over. And Chris, Monique's husband, rightfully so, was like, babe, let's go on and do what we need to do. Because I think they were getting ready to do the reception. And Gizelle was like, well, could she just stay for a few more minutes? Chris was like, no, she got to go. This is my wife. And I like that he stepped in like that. Girl, Monique ain't got time to be arguing with you, okay? And I like Monique's husband. There's something about Monique's husband I don't like. I do feel like he's a little bit too traditional for my liking. I don't like all those comments about, oh, she needs to have another baby and I need to keep her pregnant. Then y'all remember the shit that she said about her husband last season, always arguing with her on her birthday. I don't like that type of shit, but for the most part, Chris seems like a stand-up dude. But Gizelle, she has more than you. Okay, she actually has a man that shows up to these events with her, right by her side. Okay, she got somebody claiming her. So, like I said before, you're a very beautiful woman, but you need to work on your inside spirit. And then maybe you will have somebody, Gizelle, that claims you and that cares enough about you to show up to events and have your back the way Chris does Monique. Okay? Another thing I noticed was Gizelle and Robin, especially Gizelle, honey, they was taking all types of shots, honey, drinking all the alcohol up. I know that's right. Take advantage of that free liquor, honey. Gizelle said, shit, Sherman ain't here. I'm going to get drunk than a motherfucker. And Robin was right beside her. Ashley had got too tipsy. Michael had told her ass, girl, you need to drink some water. They had a little conversation outside. He was like, you need to drink water. You getting a little too tipsy. And see, that's the thing, Ashley. You said all that shit about Monique and she's an alcoholic and she has all these drinks and you get your ass to this damn wedding and you have all these fucking drinks. So it just kind of showed me people need to stop being so damn judgmental of other people, because the shit can come back around, and what happens when everybody thinks that you're a lush, okay? All of a sudden, Gizelle want to eat some humble pie, honey. She gets her ass on around Karen, trying to have a conversation and, oh, well, I really miss my friend, and when are we going to be cool again? When you stop taking jokes at other people's expenses. What if she sat up there and clowned your ass on how Sherman didn't show up? See, we all reach those low moments in our lives where shit ain't right for us. And she could have kicked you while you were down, Gizelle. You doing all this drinking at this fucking wedding. Sherman didn't show up yet again. This is like the second or third event he ain't showed up for. Everybody pretty much knows that Y'all relationship ain't about shit. Karen really could have kicked you while you were down and she didn't. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you have learned a lot on this episode. Hopefully you have learned a lesson on humility, on treating people with respect and treating people the way in which you want to be treated. We have Candiace. She sings a song to her husband, honey. Wasn't a big fan of the song. I've heard Candiace sing before and it seemed like she has sung some better songs than that. So if he liked it though, honey, I loved it. We got that stupid ass Michael. That's his fucking name. Ashley's husband. He talks to Juan. And he's just like, well, I was going to say something to Ray. I kind of said something pleasant to him. And, I want to kind of patch things up with him. And Juan is like, okay, be cool. This ain't the place to really be going in. Well, I know. I'm going to try to be cool. It's like, Michael, sit your motherfucking ass down. This is not the time nor the place. Ray don't want to be bothered with your ass. You and your meddling ass wife, y'all always trying to take digs at people and, come at them the wrong way. I'm just this type of person, you all. Once you do that with me, give me 50 feet. I don't need you. You already said hi to the man. He don't need to work shit out with you because you the one with the fucking problem. And then we have Candiace. She introduces Gizelle to her brother, and Gizelle hugs her brother. Gizelle said, she's so happy that Candiace invited her brother, regardless of how her mother feels about the situation. So, and Gizelle also took notice that Candiace's mom was far away from the brother, but saw him and was making all these stupid ass faces, just looking a damn fool. But nobody gave a damn. So I'm just happy that Candiace did what was right for her, which is, invited her brother so that she could build a relationship with him. That's how you do that. Candiace, I am not a fan of you sitting with your mother at the end of this damn episode saying, well, was it all worth it? And I wouldn't be talking to this bitch. I would be so motherfucking done with her, y'all. But that was Real Housewives of Potomac. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It is your girl, Brand New, and I am out.